Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I planned to have this video up like a week ago, but then I was packing and then I was unpacking because I got back to uni on Saturday. It's Monday right now, the 10th of June, and yeah, it was just a lot of stuff and I kind of forgot that I had to do this. So hello, I'm back. In the month of May, I read 4 books, which is a lot more books than I usually read, which is 0. So the first one I read was Anne and the French Kiss. If you saw my last video, you know how I feel about that. It was published in 2010, written by Stephanie Perkins. It's about this girl named Anna who goes to boarding school in France for American students. Then it's just like a contemporary romance. I really hated it. I hated the writing style. I hated everyone. I hated all the characters. Yeah, it sucked. 1 star. I was super close to DNFing it the whole time, but I hate DNFing things. So I was like, no, maybe it'll get better, and then it didn't get better. So yeah. The second book I read was Maze of Bones by Riordan. It's the first book in the 39 Clues series, and it's about these 2 kids, forgot their names, who they're 11 and 14, I think, and their grandmother dies, and they just kind of end up in this big mystery thing. In her will, she leaves a bunch of clues and stuff, and if they find the clues, then they will become powerful, and they're like, oh, we should do that, and that's kind of what it's about. I found it really juvenile. It was a children's book, and I feel like I could really tell because the characters were super immature, and I just could not get through it. I'm usually fine with children's books. I think I've read children's books pretty recently. I don't remember. It's on my Goodreads. But the last time I remember reading a children's book, I liked it despite the fact that it was a children's book. Because yeah, I'm usually fine with it, but I just found the writing really juvenile, and I found both the characters really annoying. I think it was mostly just because I was too old for it, and I thought if I were younger, then I would have related to them more and liked the book more. So I gave it 2 stars. I will not be reading the rest of the series of 39 Clues. I'm gonna DNF that. And yeah, that is that. The next one I read on audiobook, all of these have been on audiobook, I forgot to mention, is Partials by Dan Wells. It's the first in the Partials kind of series that Dan Wells wrote, and it's basically there was some war or something, and a bunch of people died, obviously, because it's a war. And there were these beings called partials that were created to fight the war with the humans, or they ended up fighting a war with the humans. I don't remember that well. And yeah, that was kind of the setup, the premise. Yeah. The main character is this girl named Kira. She is a medic. It's kind of about her trying to it's dystopian. She's trying to figure out how to do some things. People can't have children anymore because their children keep dying because they're not immune to this virus or something that's in the air or whatever. She's trying to figure that out. Sorry, this is so messy, but I don't have a very good memory of that book, if you couldn't tell. And yeah, I didn't really like it. I just found it really predictable. I think the writing was okay, but I think the book was just too long. like, I'm not gonna give any spoilers, but like there were just like a bunch of like plot twists, I guess. I think that was what the author was going for. But like as soon as they happened, I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Or like it was stuff that was super obvious. like there was this one point at which they're looking at like the strain, they're looking at like the molecular structure of like the virus versus like a different particle, and she's like, oh, like it resembles the virus, but it's not a virus. And I was like, it's like, dude, it's the fucking like vaccine. Like it, I've only done like high school chemistry, but I was right. I don't think that's a spoiler. Well, maybe it is. Yeah, it was 2 stars. If you like dystopian, you might like it, but it was just like, I guessed everything like an hour before it like happened. Like they would introduce like something and I'd be like, oh, okay, that's happening now, and then I was right. So it was just like really boring for me to like listen to. The 4th book I read was Storm of Swords. Forgot what I rated it, so I'm gonna check. It's the 3rd book in the series, A Song of Ice and Fire by George R. R. Martin. I read the first 2 in May or maybe in April, I don't remember, and I liked them, so I read the 3rd one. I liked it too. It's, if you don't know, which, like, that's pretty impressive. I don't know how you escaped all of the like Game of Thrones stands for so long, but if you don't know, A Song of Ice and Fire is the series of books that Game of Thrones, the TV show, is based on, and it's basically about this world called Westeros, and there are like 7 kingdoms. Technically there are 9 provinces, and they're not really kingdoms because they aren't ruled by kings, and there's like one ruler who like rules over all of them, and then there's like a big war because other people also want to rule it. I'm explaining it very terribly. Yeah, so I read the 3rd book, Storm of Swords. I found out like a bit more, what's it called? I feel like with every progressing book, George R. R. Martin's writing style gets like more overly like flowery. Like he keeps explaining things that he doesn't need to, and there are like a lot of details that like usually I like detail, but if this book, like these books are just so long that like every time there are extra details, I'm like, I don't care, like I just tell me what you know, what these characters are thinking. I rated this book 4 stars. I really liked, I'm not gonna give any spoilers. Yeah, I really liked Jaime's like character development in this book. It's from the TV show. I like Jaime's character. Like I've liked him for a while. I mean, not in season 8, but like the first half of season 8 was fine. I'll talk about that a different time. But yeah, I like that. I love Sansa. She's been my favorite since like that one time in like season 1 or maybe season 2. That like she said that one thing that I'm not gonna say because I don't want to give any spoilers. So like every time Sansa's chapter comes up, I'm like, yes, I love you. I liked, there's, I think, with like a lot of characters, there's a lot more depth in the books, obviously, because there's just a lot more time to develop their characters, and especially you can really hear like their internal monologues, which I love, because you get to like experience what it's like to be that character. So because of that, I really liked Daenerys a lot more. Like in the TV show, I liked her for like the first season, and then like when she was like burning people. I hope that's not a spoiler for any of you if you plan to watch the show. But like honestly, it's been like 10 years. Where have you been? So yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, so on the TV show, like, I stopped liking Daenerys after a while because I just got like really bored of her, and she also seemed kind of like, well, you know, if you watch the show. But in the book, I really like her because you get to hear her internal monologue, and it's like, wow, you actually have a character, apart from being like, you know, killing people and then being enslaved, which is good. Because killing people is not a character. Yeah, okay, wait, who else do I like to talk about? I like Arya. I think they really, like, I don't know how I feel about her in the show. Like, I liked her at first, because I do relate to that sort of, like, a female character a lot, because I was very like that when I was younger. I was like, girls, no. Like, dresses, I would rather die. I'm not like that anymore, but, like, I remember how I felt when I, like, kind of had that kind of mindset. So, like, I still relate to those characters, even though I don't necessarily, like, have that worldview anymore. So, like, especially because Arya is, like, 9, or, yeah, she's 9. 9? Or 7? I don't know. I don't know how old any of them are. No, Arya's 9. Okay. This is going on way too long. I should probably just make a different video for this series, but yeah. Basically, I like Arya in the books, yes. We stan, and I don't like Jon. He's really boring. He has no character. And I love Brienne because she's sexy. And I love Cersei. I mean, I know she's, like, insane, but, like, I love her. Yeah. Okay, those are my thoughts. Those are all of my thoughts. I have more thoughts, but those are, like, everything I can say without giving away, like, all of the spoilers. So I think I'm going to end this video over there, and hope that I can take all the extra shit out in post, and I think I'm going to make another video for the Song of Ice and Fire series once I'm done reading all the books that are currently out, and I'll talk about all the spoilers in that. And I also have some thoughts about Daenerys, TV show and book related, but mostly I think I'll make a video that's, like, book related about her. So I'm gonna do that, and yeah, I will see you guys next time, and if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I didn't say that last time. Thank you for coming. Bye.